Hey guys, this is Eric back at you again, and we're going to do another simple Houdini tutorial, and this time we're going to simulate cloth. So let's start with our ever famous grid by control clicking our grid. And there we go, we have our famous grid. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up here a little bit. And then I'm going to double click and go into my grid. That mouse was being funny. And now, I should be using my pen, but I'm just too lazy right now. So now we got our grid object in here. So let's go ahead and up our rows and columns to about 40 each. We'll put 40 rows, 40 columns, and now as you can see it's a lot denser. We can change it from polygon to mesh and change it to triangles. Now you can see we have these little triangles and it's pretty dense with 40 rows and 40 columns. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a node to this grid, and it's the spring node. So I'm going to right click on my output or hit tab, go down to polygon or particle and select spring, or just tab and start typing spring. Now I have this spring node here. Okay, so we need to make a few adjustments in my spring node. So first of all, let's go to forces. External force, let's make it -2.5. And when we do this, you'll see when I play the simulation, it just falls. Okay, that's all it does. No big deal. Whoa. So let's do a few more adjustments. Let's go to our nodes and let's make our spring constant 1000. Okay. Now let's go to our limits tab and make our gain tangent 0.2 and make our gain normal 0.2. Okay, so now under our limits tab we have the gain normal and gain tangent set to 0.2. We have under our nodes we have our spring constant or our stiffness set to 1000. Under forces we have a -2.5 force set, so it will fall straight down, kind of like gravity. And under states we have this time, we have start time, pre-roll, and this time here. What we're going to do is the lower the number, the more sampling it's going to do. Okay, so before I fool with this, I'm going to go ahead and tab in a box node. What we're going to do is I'm going to transform this booger by making it longer, and we're going to bring it down here like this. Now as you can see we have our little box and we have our grid. Okay, so now what we need to do is pop our box into our second input of our spring, and when we do this you'll see we get a little blue outline of our box. Okay, and now when I go back and play you can see we have problems. When you play it you can see total explosion there. Well, that's okay. That's fine. That's what it's supposed to do. That's because we haven't changed our time up here. So go into your time and let's say 0.1. We'll make it real low. We'll make it sample a whole lot. Hit return. Now when I go and replay my animation here, you can see we have a really good cloth animation. As you can see, it simulates it fairly well. And you can go in and fiddle with your settings, how you want it, how stiff you want it, how unstiff you want it, how billowy you want it. It's all up to you and all up to your settings and how you set things. So as you can see, we got that set up pretty good. Didn't take a few minutes. Here's a quick render of one. As you can see here, I just rendered my name out and have this cloth here draping over my name. You see, so you get the basic gist of that. So this was a basic short tutorial on how to simulate cloth. One way. Of course there's several ways to do it. This is just a simple way I wanted to show you guys to get you familiar. Okay? So if you have any questions, get a hold of me. I'll be more than happy to answer them if I can. And we'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.